Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft, episode number 3 of season 11. Wow. Yeah, things are going great. Huh? Last episode, we constructed a storage system powered by copper golems. I can tell you it's actually working amazingly. This guy's doing some work right now. But here's the thing, I've expanded it. And over here, I've done a little redesigning. You can now see that the golems here in this different section are on display. It's fantastic. I found a way to do it. So cool. I forgot to mention, there's no redstone back here. What you see is what you get. Oh, and this area back here, still a work in progress. Don't worry about that. We'll figure out what goes there eventually. But the cool thing is, I've been setting up my item filters. Haven't got all the items in here. We're just making a start. That one's completely empty. Why did I click on that? Been crafting tons of different woods over here. It's a bit of a grind, but once you get it going, it's great. And why are there like 3 spruce stairs up here? I think that means I never finish setting this up, because once you put all the items in, you then need to put some stone there to drain out the items. And then when it stops draining, your filter is correctly balanced. Oh my god, I've done it. I've done it on this one as well. So now the items are like congregating up the top here. Let's take those out and do the same thing again, and that'll drain, and now the filter is finished. Anyway, I had chests upon chests of junk over here, and now I've kind of dwindled it down to this bunch of stuff, which I haven't set up filters for yet. Still figuring out the categories, and I'm going to need to set up some farms and get my hands on other materials and whatnot. But hey, right now, what we need to do is a test, because over here, I have a bunch of non-stackable items that will go all the way across the storage room to these golems over here, and we're going to give them a test. I am so excited for this bit here. Oh, look, they're racing along. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to. They kind of look like the thumbnail of the last episode right now. Just in case you forgot, this is what it looked like. Do you know what? I'm going to take the opportunity to show you how I made that thumbnail. This was done using the flashback mod. We're like in a copy of the Hermitcraft world, and you can actually go into creative mode and change the blocks around you. So I put in barrier blocks here. They seem to have disappeared though. But yeah, you can like break and change blocks in your replay and then just have it play like normal. It's a really powerful tool, and we can manipulate the playback to go slow. We can also then manipulate the camera here so we can get some fine control and move in for a good shot. But what I love about this is their animations are all synced. They're all taking a step forward at the same time. It's synchronized item sorting. It looks so cool. Anyways, a bit of a tangent. I just wanted to share that with you. Let's get back to the regular episode now. Okay, the first item is about to arrive down the bottom here. This is the system for the non-stackables, and the way the filter works is it's the chest itself where the items are stored. I've already put ender pearls in there. Now it's checking the next one along, and in goes the potion. So now other potions of healing will go in this one. This is so cool. This is so cool. So it's working, and we can categorize them like this. We could have tools, weapons, and armor. And then all future non-stackables of the same type will get sorted into these chests. And I've just realized I can actually put an item frame on each and every one of these chests. That's great. I was editing this video, and then I was like, I have to come back here and do a redesign. As I sorted out the items, I just kind of realized it works better this way, because you can actually reach the bottom and top chests quite easily, despite there being item frames, but the one in the back was kind of awkward. So we've gone from 3 wide with 9 chests to 4 wide with 8. And these golems just do the job so well. Like, all the player heads go into the same chest, despite what type they are. Same for the potions. It's not the same for record discs though, so you do have to manually update some of this stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy with that little redesign there. This is much better. All right, that's enough storage business for now. I'm sure you're probably getting sick of it. I have a really awesome project lined up for today's episode. It involves the copper golems and animating our build with them. But first, I'm going to tell you a little story about what I've been up to while I've been working on this storage system expansion. In order to do what we're going to do today, I need to clear out some space around here. I'm not exactly sure where that is yet, but I need to get instant mine right. We can't keep doing this. We need a beacon. This is the part of the season where you're so glad to be a part of this community, because there are big grinds ahead of you. but some of your fellow hermits, they help you take care of this. You'll see in our very temporary nether hub, there is now end stone. Some of this makes an arrow to get to the end dimension. And we want to head there to use the ender which Wells Knight has constructed. You may have noticed I got 28 levels of XP. XP is now easy. We can kill endermen, get our levels up, and do enchanting. So is this what you worked on today? Whoa, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, so this was what's today? Today's Wednesday?
Yeah?
Yeah. So this was Monday.
Okay. You've been working.
And then Tuesday was the Ender.
Nice.
Which is now operational.
Ender chests and beds. I love it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wells did a fantastic job with this room. I especially love the use of the new shelf block. Looks really good in here. And this is the Ender. Pretty typical design, precariously hanging above the void, just, casually walking on carpet, which they can't teleport to when it's doubled up like this, which is a similar trick that we've been using with the copper golem. And look at that there. We got ourselves an end flash. I have absolutely no idea why they added that. Anyway, I came here to do some enchanting because I really needed a looting sword. A looting sword is for killing the wither skeletons. And I tell you what, it was painful and slow. I spent a lot of time enchanting gear, disenchanting it using this. If you don't get the correct enchantment, you can re-roll it using the grindstone. You don't get looting, you get to try again and keep your sword. And then eventually I was like, we should just ask another hermit, and Impulse was kind enough to give me a looting book to put on my sword. So with this thing here, I could get to work in the nether hunting down some wither skeletons. But in the process, I also got myself a diamond helmet. Look at this. The model that we have, the custom one, can now be applied to any piece of armor. So this is actually a diamond helmet with some better enchantments. Now, I'll make a long story short and tell you that we got those wither skulls I was just grinding in the nether, but I want you to pay attention to the visuals over here with the end flash and the color of the end stone, as it really exaggerates a change that I've made to the visuals in this game this season. To get inspired for this season of Hermitcraft, I was looking at a lot of builds online, and I noticed that a lot of them were taken with shaders, right? Builds generally look a lot better when you got shaders turned on. But if you know me, I'm not really a fan of shaders in this game. But that mostly applies to when you see them with Minecraft's natural terrain. To me, this doesn't look particularly appealing. But given the right framing, builds can get really elevated by shaders. It just hits a lot better when you have a focus point like this. But there is a hermit who has a very distinct visual style in their videos, and that hermit is Mumbo Jumbo. And I had to record that clip twice, because right now... I think Mumbo's up there in the sky bringing animated builds to the world. Oh, and there's some hermits hanging out on Happy Ghasts. Wait, are they shooting at him? They're shooting at Mumbo. Leave Mumbo alone. It would appear I've come here at the worst time to show you what I'm talking about. Wow. Wow. Well, that was just plain rude.
I would agree, Xisuma. I would agree.
Dude, I crawled out of that cave a moment ago and saw these guys drifting in. Hi, Scar.
So wild.
Hi, Gem.
Dude, I didn't know who you were, Xisuma. You're just a mystery, man. Man of mystery.
I'm just a copper golem, man. I'm just out here sorting items.
And an enchanted one at
Sorry,
that.
Mumbo.
It's okay.
Yeah, Scar. I know you got a custom helmet. Did you know you can put it on a regular piece of armor? That's a diamond helmet.
Yeah, I just found that out. I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about that.
Less deaths. Less deaths.
Hi, Bumbo.
Hey, Scar. Mate, I'm not even mad about you killing me because my shot, that's probably the best I've ever been.
You got a good shot on Scar.
And then
it
I
was a
fell
very
off
good
and just
shot.
landed in a water pool.
It was like your fourth shot as well. You didn't even, it was good.
Yeah. I don't even think it was my fourth. I think it was my third. And with the power of editing, it was my first. How about that, Jim?
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah, point taken. Point taken.
I mean, Bumbo, these are really cool. But they did claim my life. They were so cool. I fell in this ravine over here looking at them.
They're awesome.
Take a bow, Bumbo. Come on, take a bow. Those are
They're
amazing.
really cool.
No,
They're really cool.
This has been like such a strange thing for me to work on. It's been like 2 days of just being genuinely confused, and then
It looks
But yeah,
great,
I
man.
think
It's worth it.
yeah,
Totally worth it.
I think it will work out. Like this is the other problem. Like I'm lining them up so that they all stay within a chunk.
Hi.
Like
What
So-
am I looking at?
geese.
Oh,
Hi, Tango.
I
welcome.
built geese. You've been building Decktown 3. I've been
That
building
is the most brilliant
Redstone
thing I
is.
have ever seen in the history of what?
Oh,
it's
Tango
so
shit.
cool.
No,
That
I'm
is
not
so
having that.
cool.
Well,
That is
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, Tango, I came here at the right time. Like, I just rocked out of this cave, looked up into
Uh-huh.
the sky. You know, there's birds flapping
And-
around. Then out
and
the
legit,
side
yeah.
come these two happy
Yeah.
ghasts, and like Gem and Scar
Yeah.
are shooting at Mumbo. It was brilliant timing. It was so
Lose the
good.
war.
Oh,
Have you
that
thought,
probably looks
Mumbo? Have
okay.
you thought about adding audio? Like
Oh,
geese
that's
over
cool.
ahead. Like
Oh yeah,
you could have some serious ambient sounds in this area here. Yeah.
that is so true.
Dude,
Oh,
we
yes.
could do it. We could make the bird sounds like
Go on.
That's
like
one
a
option.
geese
Higher
sound,
Scar,
That's
you know?
one
higher
option.
Scar.
Yeah.
do it.
Yep.
Scar makes
That's
all the
true,
sounds.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is exactly what a geese sounds like. Well done, Scar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's
What does
the
it
geese
sound like,
impression right
right?
Hang
there.
on, a geese is like a proper honk, right?
Yeah,
like
they
it's-
honk.
Yeah.
Go on, Gem. You're Canadian.
No, I will
on.
not be doing.
Give us a big
Canadian
honk.
geese are.
Honk it
are-
away, Jem. Come on.
I don't mess with Canadian
Wait,
geese.
I think
Yeah.
I've got one. I think I've got one. Huh.
that was pretty
That
good,
was
actually.
kind of
Actually,
good,
that
yeah.
was genuinely a
That was
concerningly
kind of
close.
good.
Did you
Nice.
use your
It's
nose
been
and your
studying.
mouth for that? Like, what was
yeah,
that?
I kind of built up like a lot of air, in the nasal in the nasal package.
Nasal package.
I kind of built up a lot of air in the nasal passage, and then just kind of like let it come out 50-50.
He sounded
between
like
nose
a
and mouth.
goose who was a little bit unsure of himself.
I'm an awkward goose.
Let me get one. Let me try. Yeehaw.
You nailed it.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a donkey.
That was a donkey. I felt like it was
Yeah.
more of a honk than a donk.
Goodness me, that was a massive distraction. Can we get back on track here? Does this now look like a mumbo jumbo video? Like the feel of what you're looking at right here? With my research into shaders, I realized that Mumbo kind of had something about his videos and the way builds look in them that reminded me of shaders. So I reached out to him, and it turns out he actually uses a mod that removes vanilla shading. So it's not shaders that we're dealing with, it's the absence of them, like the shadowiness that you get under blocks. It's completely gone. We can come over here and look at our builds again. Let's head into the mine shaft. And this bit right here, it really looks quite the same. You can kind of tell it's a little bit different. Anyway, here's the story. In pursuit of a new aesthetic, I wanted something between having no shading and shaders. And so I reached out to Cortex, who made this really cool mod called Shade and Saturation Slider. Now, this requires the sodium mod, and we just saw it with 0 shaders, but I can now kind of get an adjustment between 0 and 100, and I've been going for 70%. And so now my game looks a little bit more like how Mumbo has it, but I love this balance. It just gets the right amount of shading that I like. And so I want you to comment down below and let me know if you notice the difference and if you like it, if you think this is cool. And last of all for this tangent, if you're interested in that mod and the way I've set up Minecraft to look and the mods that I have, my mod pack on Modrinf, it is linked in the description box below. There was something I wanted to do. Each time you see the front of our build in these videos, I wanted it to have progressed a little bit. So I've gone and built this right here, which I think looks pretty cool. Funny enough, one of the best things about looking at this build now is the geese in the sky. That's such a cool little detail. Oh, but some of them have stopped animating. Oh, Mumbo, that's going to drive him mad trying to keep that going. But yeah, this combination of blocks here at the front, I think looks just gorgeous. And even from this side too, I think it looks really nice. And the shaders are a part of that. I feel like they give things just a little extra pizzazz. And I come out here to grab my horse Chicken. And I think I left Chicken, yeah, over at Tango's base. Okay, wait, we've got something to deal with here. I've got my trusty flint and steel, and we will make light work of these suckers, won't we now? Aha, nothing like a good old bit of fire to solve a problem. Well, that was an unwelcome distraction, but what I want to do next is just a little bit of sightseeing because we have a gorgeous seed, and also now you can tell how the shaders have made it look, well, slightly better in my opinion. So we're going to traverse towards Tango. And here it is, a breathtaking sight of the scenery, the hills here adding so much above the forest, and of course, decked out sitting up there looking awesome. But also, I do think the new Minecraft fog that they've added kind of gives some additional ambiance to this. Where I've been out and about exploring, I keep stumbling on some really amazing sights, and I want to share that with you today. Here's Chicken, and we're going to go exploring because I need to gather some very particular materials. Can I say materials? I'm not sure if that's the right word, but for today's project, I need to go find some stuff out in the wild. I found another one of those spots again, and the sun is setting. This part of the server just feels so scenic. We were over here last episode. That's Ren's base. And over here, we got full symmetry. I believe that Cleo and Pearl are on this island over here. Now, on our sightseeing travels, it was likely we would bump into other hermits, so it's important to know I have a side quest. I want to build storage systems for other hermits.
Xisuma, are you here for some extra deep slate? We've got some surplus deep slate at the dock.
That's on my list. That's on my list. I was supposed to come here at some point. I'm in surplus.
Well, you're here now.
Wait. You have a lobster? Oh my god.
It took me 3 hours.
That's amazing, man. Look at that.
Thank you.
Whew.
Thank you.
I love it. Seriously, that's awesome. Okay, wow. And what else is awesome is that you're giving away deep slate.
This is more than I need.
Oh my god.
Everything on this part of the dock, you can take what you need.
Wow. Okay, well, deep slate is a big part of my build palette, so that is just an absolute lifesaver. I'll take a couple of bits now. I'm not sure how much I'm going to need, but like, that's awesome, dude. That is awesome. I have to get you something in return now.
Yeah,
right?
you know, well, I mean, if you want.
Yeah, no, I do. That's what I mean. I got to get you something in return.
Well, let's see. I'm going to be using a lot of white blocks in the build palette for my build, so if you have extra stuff to make white concrete, I would not complain.
Who are you looking at right now? Who's this fella?
Xisuma. Copper Suma.
Oh, a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Copper...
Copper Golem Suma?
Yes. And what does Copper Golem like to do?
Move things from one inventory to another.
Yes, yes. I could give you the gift of a storage system. How does that sound?
Well, that would be interesting. Like, I guess you'd need a place to put it, right?
I would, yeah.
Yeah. So my theater is going to go on the upper dock here, and I was going to have a big prop room where I was going to put most of my storage. This is where the stuff that people can come grab is going to go, but the stuff for my own projects would go inside the building here.
I see.
The building is going to go out over the water, was my thought.
I want to give hermits storage systems, but you know that this is the problem. Like, they're a little more involved.
Well, I was going to say, if you could wait a few days, I should have at least like the floor in where the storage area will go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, well, I should be ready for you by like Wednesday or Thursday, because I'm going to be starting to mark out the floor plan of the whole theater basically today.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll build you a storage system then with copper golems, and you'll love it because they're so helpful. All right, look at me. I've made it to the very top of the backdrop that we were looking at a moment ago, because that's Ren's base. We've got Joe's dock down there. I haven't gone in this direction much before, so those chunks aren't loaded. And this is indeed very, very high up. Now, here's a cool spot. I got lured in by this fire truck. I am like 99% confident that this is a fire truck. That's what it screams at me. This is Pearl's base, by the way. And when you step around the back of this, okay, once again, gorgeous views. We have an amazing seed this season. Oh, there he is. Hi. You're muted. Mumbo was saying the other day that like 99% of interactions start with "you're muted."
That is exactly right.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a beautiful build.
It's I'm working on the interior.
Yeah.
This will go down to a secret area. Look, it's a secret area.
Oh, it's not a secret anymore. Oh man, I just getting up close to this thing for the first time makes me appreciate it a little more. I see you've been pranked as well on the shelf.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what that was.
Okay.
What's that?
I've been hit. The Arizona dads have been hit. We're getting Joel vibes. Do you get Joel vibes?
Okay, it's either Joel or Cub. It comes across as either.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the cub. I can see the cub in this. So Scar.
Oh, geez. Yep, that's still a thing.
Whoa! What just? Why? Who did that? Wait,
Doc.
this is an opportunity to get some resin right now. Where are they
Hey,
going
wait.
to?
I think that's a heart. That's a heart right here. That's a heart.
Yeah, there'll be a heart in the ground. Oh, there's been activity down here.
Oh yeah, most of these are my tunnels. Trying to find the.
Maybe
like-
he's hidden it in stone because once you hit the stone you tend to stop.
Okay, most people are like, "Oh, Scar, he could find those if he wanted to." No, do you see these worm tunnels under here, Xisuma? I've been worming all over the place.
Maybe they can like stretch across like 30 blocks or something, and so Doc's just gone mad and hidden them real low down. Hey, look, I came over here to ask you a question. You see,
Yes. What kind of question?
every season of Hermitcraft, you create a chess monster. Okay.
Oh no,
Now look at me, Scar. What do I make you think of?
man who makes confessionaries.
Look at this beautiful antenna.
It's Xisuma Radio, bringing you the oldies on X.
XFM. I'm a copper golem, Scar, and copper
I know.
golems.
I was just messing with you. I was just
I
messing
know
with
you're
you. I know you're a
messing. I know
copper
you're
golem. Look at that
messing.
head and that copper. I love it.
It's that obvious, isn't it? I'll stop playing games and I'll cut to the chase. Because whenever I play
Cut to the
games, no one understands what I'm talking about. Would you like a storage system powered by copper golems?
I that could be fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
and it's really
So-
simple as well.
So right now I've got my like day one basic storage system in here for now.
Okay,
But
let's investigate.
over here there'll be a massive city, and that's where I want to do my storage system. So if you want to like help me do copper once we build this, that would be really fun because I love the little copper guys. I saw Grian's little copper guy and I just thought he was so delightful.
Oh, Grian's got one working for him, is he?
Well, he's got like a melon and a pumpkin farm, and he got B-dubs, that is, got the
Use them as a filter.
yeah, he got that stuff. So I was like, dang, those things are cool. So I mean, right in this area, there's going to be a road, obviously, and there's going to be little buildings all around. And having a storage system with coppery golems would be fun. Well, I don't even know how the copper golems work in general, so you can enlighten me on how they work.
Yeah, I
which would
can.
be
I can get a
amazing.
course. I can give you a lesson if you'd like a lesson. If you want to do it that
Okay.
way, we can build you a nice storage room you can walk into. Dump all of your junk in at the front, and the copper golem. That does sound dodgy. Junk at the front.
At first, I was laughing because you're like we. I just picture like you're just envisioning your whole army of copper golems.
Oh, they're
We
an
will
army.
Help you.
They're an army, Scar. I can bring an army of them over here. Here, Scar. Let's go this way. I dug a little tunnel next to Mumbo's base, and
Oh, okay.
he's yet to find it. Right. And at some point, I think what I'm going to do next is just put a couple of little copper golems out here to lure him in. Right? Because there's a little bit of a sight to be seen in here.
Ooh. Oh my. Okay. All right. So it was true when you said, look at this. This is like the terracotta army in China. Oh my god.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's got the terracotta army vibe. Dude, I got to put a couple of golems out here for Mumbo to see, so that he like wanders
like
into
they're
here.
coming out.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this up here, and in theory, what they're gonna do is travel like in and out, down to these chests and back again, and then
Ah,
Mumbo
that's
will
cool.
have to notice them. Let's see what they do.
What?
Oh, they're doing it! Look, see, they're gonna go up there, and then they're gonna wander out again. So I think
they
Mumbo's
walk with
gonna.
such a swagger.
I think Mumbo's going to head up here, and he'll turn and look. He'll see this. Oh, this is... Whew, what a view from up here. You got an amazing
It
view.
is a pretty cool. It is a good view.
I've been roaming around the server, sightseeing. This is quite possibly one of my favorite spots now. Yeah, we were stood just over there, and wow. Glorious landscape. We're going to go to the top of this mountain. Oh, and you can really feel it from up here. We have been blessed with a beautiful, beautiful seed. And in this direction, I think we have Cubfan, XB Crafted, and Hypno. Corrales is off in that direction. If we go along here, we're facing the direction of EFO and B-Dubs. They're sort of off in that way. And this area here, this spot on top of the mountain is super cool too. Anyways, I think that concludes our sightseeing for now. I hope it helped you get a little bit of a lay of the land, and I'm kind of curious to know what y'all think about this seed and how the visual changes we've made have sort of influenced how this looks. It just feels like things have come together. The new fog, the tweak with the shaders, and a beautiful seed. But remember earlier how I said that we would, be bumping into hermits?
Cool.
What are you up to anyway?
I'm just procrastinating.
Fair enough, fair enough. Oh, look, the cloud, the cloud. Look at the cloud.
What about him?
Look at the cloud. No, right, follow me. Let's try and get a better view.
I'm a little lost.
Yeah, okay, look up from here.
Yeah.
Look at the cloud.
Sort of looks like HC. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and then something else. Is it not obvious? Oh, dang. I feel like I failed.
No, I'm
here. Look,
I'm
come
very
a little further this way. Stand here and then look directly up. Come on, come on. What season are we on again?
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I can kind of see it.
Oh, it's an Easter egg. Apparently it's not a very good one, I guess.
It's very subtle. So subtle that I totally didn't see it.
Yeah, I bumped into Wells on the way over here. I put a little Easter egg into the resource pack to change the clouds. I mean, it's kind of not obvious, but I know that Full spotted it. Full spotted the Hermitcraft 11 up in the sky. I guess it also helps if you see it from the right angle. Right, we really need to get to business now. We have a project to do. I've got a couple of more steps before we can start it, and you can find out what I was exploring the world and gathering for this project. And it's kind of occurred to me that I might have already spoiled that with the thumbnail of this episode. I don't know what it's going to be right now, though. So earlier in the episode, I was talking about getting a looting sword so that I could get some wither skeleton skulls. This was a pretty tedious process of just marching back and forth around the nether fortress that we have here at spawn. I also cleared out a few areas like this at the crossroads to help with the spawn rates a little bit, but it's not very good because this fortress is in a place where lots of different mobs spawn in this biome, and there's loads of places around here for them to spawn. Now that we have our skulls, I'm looking for an easy way to kill the wither. In the past, we've done this with iron golems. I thought I'd do a little test just to remind myself how many we're going to need, and then I was looking at all of that iron and thinking, hang on a minute, I've only got enough iron to make a beacon base, so if I use these golems, I'm going to have to do a bunch more digging for iron, which I don't fancy right now. But iron golems are not the only golems in the game. Yep, that was a predictably rather cruel experiment, wasn't it? And let's not forget about snow golems, which amusingly try to attack the wither with their snowballs, only to be instantly annihilated. We, my friends, are going to use the end dimension, specifically the end portal, to cheese the wither fight. And I've also brought a bunch of eggs. This is very, very important. And that's a glitch that concerns me because I've made sure, I've double, triple checked this is the correct way to set this up. We've dug out a 2-high room from where you can see the end stone at either corner of this bedrock, which by the way, it's retextured. I don't like the bedrock texture, but what's important about those obsidian blocks is that we will use it to build the wither, and then it will be trapped underneath this bedrock block here. So, moment of truth, I guess. There you go. We're bringing a wither into the world. Fingers crossed. I've done my homework. This should be good. Yep, it's absolutely fine. Okay, the next thing we want to do is walk down here and place in some water sources in the corner. Then another 2 in these corners. And the wither's health is going to go down slowly, so I've got to act quickly here. We're going to chuck all of the eggs into there. And when the baby chickens die, they will turn into wither roses. I figured I might as well collect a few, you know? Oh my god, this is so unbelievably cruel what we're doing right now. Why? I haven't looked at you. I haven't looked at you at all. So all of that for 34 wither roses. And I could just stand here and let the wither slowly destroy itself, but I'll speed up the process. And just like that, we have our Never Star. We can make a beacon. Wonderful. All right, I'm going to go repair my pick at the ender. We're going to head back to the base and do a lot of digging. Wait, are you looking at me? I mean, you're looking at me, but you're not looking at me like that. So I installed the beacon down at the bottom of the world and then got to work doing some digging. You might notice there's a copper golem that likes to hang up on like the highest block it can find, which is some curious pathfinding behavior. But this first space that I cleared out is for our project of this episode. I've also cleared out another space for the project we're going to do in the next one, right? I am planning ahead, clearing out tons and tons of space, and between them, guess what? There's another project that connects these together, and they all involve the copper golem. In fact, it's probably pretty obvious what I'm going to build in the middle, but we'll save that for another day. Let's get to business. Let's spill the beans. I'm going to make a cooked chicken farm, but we're going to make it as interesting as possible. So we need to include the copper golem in a dynamic way. Why is... Oh, I thought you were one of the statues. Standing so still. Oh. What was I saying? Cooked chicken farm. We want to make it interesting. I've been exploring the world and I've been getting some of these chickens. They are no regular chickens, but the ones from the cold and hot biomes. Okay, I'm banging my head here. I want to give you a nice, good view of them, which is kind of tricky when we're in this dark and dingy area. But there you go. There's our hot chickens. And here's our cold chickens. They just look so much better when they're actually like in the world with you. Aw, look at them. They're so cute and adorable. Oh, we're going to burn you for food. It's a cruel, cruel world that we live in. Now, here's the funny part. It took me a very long time to find cold chickens in the cold biomes. And once I got some, I started getting stalked by a fox. And this makes sense because I had found chicken remains and feathers on the floor. So they spawn in a biome where the fox then comes and hunts them, which makes them really difficult to find. So I ended up trying to create a hidey hole as the fox started to snipe the chickens that I did have on leashes. But with some hoppers to collect their eggs, some seeds, and some AFK time, I eventually got their numbers up and got enough eggs to take all the way back home. And I realized that dragging the chickens back through the nether would probably be pretty awkward and dangerous to get them home. So for the hot chicken, I decided to do the same thing again. I set up a hidey hole underground, used their eggs and seeds to breed them and get their numbers up. And after enough time had passed, I had plenty of eggs. And I could say that's why I've got lots of eggs here, but then I set them up in this area. And while I've been digging, they've been laying an extraordinary amount of eggs, which of course we're going to use in our setup. And that will include the regular chicken as well, as I've gathered tons and tons of their eggs. So we're going to build a farm that works for all three chicken types. But keep in mind, that is purely aesthetic. There is actually no advantage to using the different types. In my preparation for this project, I've probably given away what this room here is going to be, right? It connects us to the room that is the chicken farm, and I kind of want you to ignore the shape of this room right now. It is a big, bland, square box. I'm also probably going to raise the entrance here a couple of blocks too, because then you can sort of see on top of the platform here, whereas currently you're like eye height level with it. The reason this room is a big, bland, square box is because I've been very focused on the functionality of this farm, how it's going to work with the redstone, how we're going to get the copper golem pathfinding to work. So at some point, I'm going to come back and redo this because we've kind of already laid down the vibe elsewhere in the base, and I just didn't really think it through. We can do this at a larger scale. We can make it look interesting. It might be a bit of a challenge to scale this shapework up to a room of that size. But then again, that stuff is mostly going to be plunged into darkness as the rest of the room is very dark and we've got our attention focused on this bit here. It is the area where a single copper golem will be picking up eggs and dumping them into this chest. But that's not very exciting, is it? We're going to control the copper golem in a way where it's actually going to go through the chests one by one. And when it's done all three, it's then going to head down to the floor below. That chest, by the way, was going to put the eggs into a chicken cooker. I've got a design right here inside of the copper grate, so it's a bit awkward to see. But the golem that comes down will go over here to fish out the cooked chicken and feathers. and then put them into a chest on either side. And then when this is emptied out, we need to manipulate its pathfinding again and send it back up to the top. And this, my friends, it's going to be awesome, trust me. So the way we make the copper golem pathfind upwards is with a copper chest hidden behind the water. And at the other side of the room, it's going to make its way down. Once again, there is a chest there to lure it in. The really important trick here, though, is having a block above the chest, because this means you can't open it and the copper column can't open it either, and therefore it will ignore the chest when there's a block on top of it. So we have a chest to make them go down, then a chest here for collecting cooked chicken and feathers, a chest to make them go back up, and then we have the ones with the eggs, which it needs to drop off into this chest. And I didn't really want to mention this chest because it might get slightly confusing. We're focusing on the copper chests. There's one to go down, one to come up, 3 for eggs, and 1 for the cooker. That is 6 in total, and what we want the copper golem to do is only focus on one of them at a time. Now, the ones to go up and down are just decoys, but this one at the bottom of the cooker and these 3 have items in that we want the copper golem to deliver somewhere else. And that's really important because we're only ever going to have one of these chests open for the copper golem to look inside at a time. So currently, it wouldn't be able to look into this one, it would ignore it, but the hoppers will allow eggs to flow inside of this chest. And then what we'll do is we'll have a signal come from the previous event. In the case of this chest up here, that means when the copper golem has used this to come up to the top, there's going to be a redstone signal that gets fed to this piston here. So that signal will come through, the piston will extend and then pull the block backwards, which allows the comparator below to read the contents of this chest. Now the circuit behind it is a falling edge detector, meaning it only creates a 1-tick signal from this spot here when these items are drained. So this is when the copper golem is actually taking the eggs out of this chest and delivering it to another one. When it finally empties, that block gets pushed across, and what we'll also do is use the signal it creates to send it across to the next one. Now, I've been building this with the help of the item swapper mod, which we probably designed years ago now, and I use it in creative mode when doing redstone a lot, but I haven't been using it in survival, but finally I'm kind of getting it in my brain to use this thing. That might sound a little bit strange. Obviously we've got like pick block if you've got something nearby, but this thing is just fantastic. It's just taken me a long time to develop that habit of using it to swap blocks around. All right, this thing should be ready for a bit of a chain reaction now. We send in our signal so that the items can be taken out of this chest. And once that happens, you know what? I didn't wire it up. This is just really, really silly, isn't it? There's some redstone dust that needs to be here, but it'll be a 1-tick pulse. And so we probably want to change that to a 2-tick. Let us now try this experiment once more. We take those items out, and then you can see the next one just got activated. This means that the copper golem no longer looks at this chest and moves on to the next one. So that chain reaction continues down this way over to this piston. So that will get retracted. The copper golem sees the chest. We have 2 trapdoors here to lure it through to fall down. And when it hits the bottom, I have a pressure plate down there, which activates this same circuit for creating a 1-tick pulse, which will then retract that block with the sticky piston. You know what? I'm doing a lot of explaining of the redstone, but I think by now you probably get the point. It's become a case of squeezing redstone into very interesting places like this spot right here, where you've got very little room to work with. But essentially, it's the same circuit over and over again. A signal can come in to activate this one, and then when the contents are empty, it'll close itself, pass on the signal to the next one. I've actually tested this the whole way around. The edges here for going up and down are a little bit different, but you know, you can kind of see what's going on with the redstone here. I tested it in a loop, and all of these different components linking together work. So now only one of these chests will be open at a time, and our copper golem will be able to pathfind between all of them. And you know what's next? It's time for a little bit of a test. Well, actually, no, what I've got to do is get the chickens in there, so we've got a supply of eggs. And because it takes a baby chicken 20 minutes to grow up, what I've gone and done is made sure one has hatched every 2 minutes. So there's 10 chickens in total, and there'll be a continuous supply of eggs flowing into the chests once they've grown into adults. Oh, this is it. This is it. This is absolutely amazing. I got to get up there with the little guy. I had a bit of a problem. Apparently I missed a block of water down there with the soul sand. So this guy was stuck there for a while, and now he's doing exactly what we want him to do. Look at that, taking out the eggs. Oh, putting them over here. And now the next place you're going to pathfind to is over there. Oh my goodness me, we get to watch this guy go round and around and around. The last time he dropped down, though, it took him a moment to get out of here. I think it's the water. Look, there's some bobbing up and down in the water. That is so cute, though, when he comes out to work. Now we're looking at this one. Oh, it's just too good. Wait, why are you going over there, man? I know why. It's because I left this one activated. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I was diagnosing it, trying to figure it out. And now you're stuck up here, ain't you, buddy? So this system has to kind of like remember which one it's currently active. So we got this one here, but also that one down there. So we don't want two at once. I'm going to have to manually fix this for now. And on occasion, it's going to get stuck waiting for some eggs. There's 10 chickens in there, and they lay an egg every 2 minutes. So there's going to be like a throttling effect, but we can just give this guy a little nudge in the right direction. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's so good. And remember that back here was going to be our vantage point when you enter the room. So you're going to like enter this room and see this guy doing the work, going back and forth. There is, however, a little bit of a catch. You can see what's happening right now. We're not getting chicken and feathers. So we got it right with the eggs. There's a continuous supply, but unless I put a lot of chickens up there, it means that not enough of them hatch to create chicken and feathers that often. So to remedy this, I've installed a timer around the back here. This is the chicken cooker segment. Now when a signal comes in and allows the copper golem to access the chest at the front, that's when we activate this timer. And then after a little while, it's going to send a signal back into the system, which I've just realized will break it if the copper golem has items already. Oh, there are so many edge cases to deal with here. I think I'm going to make it so it always runs on this timer, right? So by removing that, it's relying purely on this now. When you're watching a video, you can't tell how long I've been at these projects for. But believe me, I've been at this for a long time, and we're so close to the finish line, I think I'm going to take that. That's a win. And with our timer in place, I've actually been testing this for like well over an hour. We're looking at the flashback all sped up, and this guy just keeps doing this wonderful trip. Now, there is a bit of a pause when it gets down to the bottom here, but it gives it enough time to visit both chests. It's just absolutely wonderful, but what isn't good enough is this room. It's just a big, bland box, and of course, the final touch is to get the aesthetics going in this room. Now, I think I've successfully done that. However, it didn't take as much work as I thought it might. I've built up these big shapes of rocky terrain left and right, and that kind of does the trick because the walls and the ceiling are still flat, but now we've got a lot to focus on in front of us as I've added a few more details as well. But believe me, this has been a bit of a nightmare because every time I was adding details down the bottom here, the pathfinding of the golem would change. It would jump over the edge, it would do all sorts of weirdness. I had the chests higher at one point, then I had to lower them back down. So there's been a lot of trial and error, but now its pathfinding is pretty much spot on, except when it goes over here and goes up. Sometimes it seems to get fixated on something off in the distance, which isn't the chest at the bottom. And that time it didn't do it. It just cracked on, going to the next one to fish out some eggs and deploy them over here. I am so satisfied with how this has turned out. I also got to say a big thanks to Joe for contributing with some of the deep state that we picked up from his dock. And next episode, we're actually going to head over there and help him build a storage system, which I'm very much excited about. We're heading outside right now just to check out this little area, which I started to put together on a live stream. I don't want to say much at all because I would rather show than tell. And right now, there is only a little to show, but this was an experiment just to see how the wheat would look around the outskirts of this crop field, and actually looks really great. Maybe my favorite detail is the jack-o'-lantern scarecrow. This right here is what I was supposed to be doing straight off the bat with my starter farms, because we want to leave these here for the rest of the season and have a gorgeous area. So I've ripped out some of those wheat fields, and now they're being replaced over here. So we spent a lot of time today stuck underground, and I wanted to get some fresh air and show you that I do have plans to do things outside as well. Because of course we've got an absolutely gorgeous seed this season of Hermitcraft. And the geese are looking just fantastic. But there you go. I think that brings us to the end of this one, and I'd really love to see your comments and thoughts and opinions about the project that we did in this episode. I got another one involving the copper golem coming in the next episode too. It's good times ahead, but that's it from me, this one. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.